When did you first, like, you know, get some sense that maybe you wanted to be a writer?
That's right. Well, April 1st, 1965, which was the day that I bought my first typewriter.
Really?
With $20 my sister had sent me. She was going to Fordham University at the time. And she sent me $20 to write her a paper on Robert Frost and Carl Sandburg. And it was, in 1965, $20 was a lot of money.
Absolutely.
And to spend it all in one place on this.
And you were 20 years old at that time.
I was 20 years old. And I didn't know how to type. And I brought
You didn't know how to type?
Plopped it down on the kitchen table. And it took me, 20 minutes to type my name, which was the first thing I typed. I wanted to see what it looked like in print. And that was my commitment to be a writer. I became interested in theater in '68 with my friend Rob Penny and I in Pittsburgh founded the Black Horizon Theater of Pittsburgh, which...
What kind of theater was this?
Well, it was a community theater, and the idea was to raise the consciousness of the people and to politicize the community. And we did a lot of Baracus plays and a couple Ed Bullens.
So it was very much in the spirit of the 60s.
It was in the spirit of the 60s.
It was political, you were, in a sense, doing theater but making a political statement at the same time.
Yes, this was the way I felt I could participate in the facts that blacks in the 60s were seeking ways to alter their relationship to the society and also to alter the shared expectations of themselves as a people. And this was a way that I felt I could participate.
What was your function in that theater? Were you an actor?
No, I was a director.
You were a director?
I became the director because we were going to, Rob Penny wrote a play.
He's your friend now.
He's
Who
my
got
friend.
you into this.
Yes. Yeah. And I said, let's do it. And they said, okay, well, who's going to direct it? Nobody wanted to direct it, so I said, I'll do it. And I didn't know anything about directing a play. I'd never seen a play before. But
you never had seen one?
I had never seen a play. Oh, and this is 1968. And but I did it. I went to the library and I got books
about directing.
How to direct it. I became totally confused trying to read the books. I just said, well, here, I'll do it my way. I didn't start out with a grand idea. I wrote Jitney, which I set in the 70s, and I wrote a play called Fullerton Street, which I set in 1941. And then I wrote Ma Rainey, which was set in 27. It was after that I got the idea of why don't I just simply continue to do this. I'd written 3 plays, each one set in a different decade, so I thought, well, I'll just continue. See, I say history is organic. It's something that is alive because we are who we are today, and society is the society that it is today because of things that have happened prior to this moment. So I think by examining that, we're able to bring... we're in the process now of debating, of the process of making a choice about our future. And I think that it would benefit us to see what our past is. I couldn't write dialogue, and the reason I couldn't write dialogue is because I was not... I didn't see the value in the way black spoke. I thought you had to change it in order to make it into art. And I asked my friend Rob Penny, who's a playwright, how do you make them talk? And he said, you don't, you listen to them. Well, I thought he was trying to be smart.
Yeah.
And gradually, after 5 or 6 years later, I began to listen, and I understood then what he meant. That if you listen, that you can hear, but first you have to recognize the value in what you're hearing.